Hey friends, it's Crystal Lee Lucia here, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor. And this is day 8 of our 30-day Realtor Life challenge. And if you've even made it this far, I'm so proud of you. This is amazing. I did the walk later. I think it was so cold. And I will say that I thought the cold was so much worse than anyone else seems to have thought it was. Like I went to a meeting this morning and I was like, okay, I definitely can't go for a walk because it's obviously very dangerous outside. So I went to my meeting thinking I was like a rock star. Everyone, everyone was there. Like the parking lot, three of them were full. Hustle and bustle. And yeah, I was absolutely shocked. And sometimes, we just have to remember that our perception of the world is not always what the world is. So I still went for the walk in the evening because it was 10 degrees warmer. And that's important because it actually was a pretty good walk. Now, today's podcast that we listened to was so cool. But before we go into that, the pivot year, day 8 with Brianna Wiest. So day 8 is actually a pretty cool message. So you may believe that living life to the fullest is seeing every country in the world and quitting your job on a whim and falling recklessly in love. But it's really just knowing how to be where your feet are. It's learning how to take care of yourself and how to make a home within your own skin. It's learning how to build a simple life you're proud of. A life most fully lived is not always composed of the things that rock you awake, but those that slowly assure you it's okay to slow down, that you don't always have to prove yourself, that you don't need to fight forever or constantly want more, that it's okay for things to be just as they are. Little by little, you'll begin to see that life can only grow outward in proportion to how stable it is inward. That if the joy is not in the little things first, the big things won't fully find us. And how true is that, right? Like really being happy with the inside. Um, that message is really loud and clear for 2025. And I think it's really, um, when you find happiness within, you can find happiness outside. But until you find that, it won't happen. Which leads me to today's podcast, which might help you plan for that happiness. So I found a podcast called Building Billions with Natalie Dawson. And I love a good plan. I think a lot of us nerdy type A's love a good plan. So this is episode 146, The Blueprint to a Seven-Figure Week. The link is in the description. But she did this last April. And what Natalie does, she actually sets out a whole plan that you do for your week ahead by looking at your week behind. And you also kind of pair it to your business goals and your annual goals. So, I mean, if you don't have your goals, by the way, you should probably do them like ASAP. But it's so cool to see this laid out because I do a weekly update for my coach. And I just created it. But this is a fantastic thing to do for me because I will do like a quarterly check-in. I'll do 10-day goals, but this is actually looking at your week and building it out according to the goals you have to see what's working, what's not working. Where did you lose productivity? Where did you lose some steam? And the three parts, she goes hindsight, interlude, and the week ahead. She lays it right out. And there's also I've just discovered this podcast, so she has some other cool ones too. But realistically, if you can, this one's only 20 minutes. So I would say if you've carved out the time for this walk, do your walk, listen to the podcast, and then if you can, come back and take notes, which is what I did. I actually listened to it twice so I could kind of create my own blueprint. And I'd say by the end of this 30 days, guys, we are going to be so much more full of energy, more aligned, hopefully, more motivated. And I think the only struggle I'm having is picking and choosing which of the things I'm going to use and which I won't. Because here's the thing, 30 days of podcasts, it's very much like when we talk about overdoing it with a conference. So it's a lot of information in, but what are you going to do with it? Because knowledge and tools and everything, they're all great if we use them, but not if we don't. So I would say you don't have to do her exact blueprint, but I kind of I looked at it and like most of it's cool, but she talks about things that, sorry everyone, as I'm yawning, this is why you don't do the nighttime walk. But she talks about things that are very important for everyone, like what makes you happy? What are you grateful for? Um, who do you need to connect with? Who is someone that you want to spend time with? Things like that. And really, really good stuff. So this is day 8, crushing it. And we're going to just keep going because I'm so excited. 30 days, and you will not even recognize how much extra knowledge and thinking and motivation. I just think we're just all going to be so much better than we were before. And I'm so happy you're on this journey with me whenever you're taking it. My name is Crystal Lee Moore Lucier, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor. Crystal Lee Moore, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing in this journey. And I hope that you have an amazing day.